Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I want to thank my good friend for yielding, and I very much appreciate his leadership on our committee. I want to rise to oppose both the rule and the underlying legislation, Madam Speaker. Before I do, though, I would ask unanimous consent to insert for the record 4 newspaper articles discussing the majority's concern about the Postal Service, including a Wall Street Journal.
Without objection.
Thank you. Wall Street Journal editorial, column by Rich Lowry appearing in the New York Post, a column by Byron York appearing in the Washington Examiner, and a column by Ruth Goldway, a former commissioner of the Postal Service, appearing in the New York Times. All 4 articles make it clear that the majority's reasons for bringing this legislation, frankly, are ludicrous, and that what they're proposing will actually make it more difficult to reform. Madam Speaker, I rise to oppose the rule for a very simple reason. It's a silly rule. It actually violates the rules that my friends passed at the beginning of this Congress. The legislation before us has not gone through any committee, not been marked up, not been debated, not been amended. My friends said at the beginning of the Congress they wouldn't bring legislation like that to the floor, but they conveniently waived that rule yesterday, so here it comes with no committee procedure or markup. We had a number of amendments, Madam Speaker, that were presented to the committee. None of them were made in order. I offered an amendment for what's called an open rule, where any member could come down here and put forward what they thought would be a better idea, since we had no opportunity to do that in committee. That, too, was rejected. So this rule is a take it or leave it ultimatum from the majority, and it means you can pass it in the House, but it's not going anywhere else. Now let's turn to the bill itself. My friends say that we're going to hear a lot of bad things about the Postmaster General in the course of the morning. I've never met him. I don't know him. The people that I do know say he's a really good guy, but I don't know. But we're going to hear a lot of terrible things about him. But at the end of the day, my friends are going to vote to give me $25 billion. And they're going to do it in a bill that has no reforms in it. It just says you can't change anything. Now, how smart is that? You can't change anything in an institution that's losing $8 to $9 billion every single year. We don't trust the person who heads this, but we're going to give me $25 billion. Do we need that money? Absolutely not. Post Office tells us they have $15 billion on hand. They have access to a $10 billion line of credit that will more than take them for a year from now. So we don't need to be spending this money right now. It's a silly, silly bill. But I want to give my friends some free political advice. They want to pass this bill. They want to get it through the Senate. They want to get it to the President's desk. They want to get it signed. I believe that. If that's true, make it bigger. Do exactly what my friend, the distinguished chairman of the committee, said. Now, let's put some stuff on it that we agree on. The President of the United States says, I think every family in America that makes less than $75,000 a year needs help right now. They need $1,200 per adult, $500 per kid. That'd be $3,400, a one-time payment for a family of 4. Attach that to this. It passed the floor unanimously in a bipartisan fashion, be picked up by the Senate. The President has already said through his chief of staff, I'll sign something like that. Or you could do something a little bit different. We're all having our schools open right now all across the country. My friends passed $100 billion in the HEROES Act for it. The President said, actually, we think it'd take about 105. Put that on this and help every school district in America. But my friends chose not to do that. But if you do, it'll pass here, it'll pass the Senate, the President would sign it. Or let's talk about unemployment. The President said, hey, we think the $600 extra is a little high, but while we're negotiating, by the way, we'll keep paying it. My friends on the other side said, no, they can do without the $600. And then the President said, well, we think 200 is the right number, but we could go to 4. Put that on here. Every unemployed person in America would get $400 a week. Right now, thanks to the Speaker and the Minority Leader in the United States Senate, they're getting 0. The only help they're getting is from the President, who's using Herculean executive orders to try and get them some additional relief. So this is a joke. This is, as my friend, the distinguished member from Georgia said, a theatrical moment punctuating the 2 conventions, the Democratic convention and leading into ours. no legislation is going to happen because my friends aren't serious about legislation. No money is going to get to the post office because it can't pass the Senate, and the post office doesn't need it anyway. So we're going to have an entertaining couple hours. Fortunately, it's on a Saturday morning, so I don't think very many Americans are going to waste their time listening to this. But when my friends want to get serious, when they want to negotiate, when they want to move something to the floor, we'll be ready. And with that, Madam Speaker, I urge rejection of the rule, rejection of the bill, and yield back the balance of my time.